the more you question and enough of questions you reach, there will be nothing left to believe. And I find this interesting so many times that like every single time I have some kind of certain beliefs or things that I think this way of living might work on me, or anything that like this alone is a belief, that thinking and believing that there'll be nothing to believe if you question enough. And I always tackle with this kind of problems, even with the greatest minds like Rene Descartes, Bacon, and a bunch of other philosophers that I've been reading their works recently. Their ideas have literal flaws. Like you just question it a couple of times, or like deep enough, you just dive into it, into their ideas, and you just can't think of the flawed ones, like the flaws. And it's not perfect. Obviously not a single belief can be perfect, but not even the idea of having a container, like a container, I mean by like a belief that you can firmly ground on. And it sucks because you feel like there's nothing to pursue, there's no purpose or meaning if you start questioning it and you can't believe it anymore. You only see the downsides, and you only see the flawed parts, you only see the imperfections. And I honestly have no certain kind of a way to navigate this problem, like a solution. Obviously we will I'm sure that I won't be able to have some kind of a belief, but that will 100% satisfy me, and that I can just live upon it, live on it entire my life. My belief will change depending on what situation I'm dealing with, what kind of problems I'm tackling with, the environment around me, people that I communicate with, or what kind of monologues that I'm going through, like in the past 6 months. And it's tough. I think it's a really a problem that no one really thinks of, since if you're a religious person or not, if you believe in a god or a Buddha, any kind of beliefs you have that is on the mainstream, you'll always end up chasing something that's already flawed by and but is believed and I'd say believed and practiced by many people around the world. So you just follow it, or you just end up isolating yourself endlessly to the point where you can't actually call yourself something. Like you're not even a thing. You're not even atheist. You're not even religious. You're not even agnostic. Like, what am I? Like, uh, leave yourself. Like, you just end up in this very awkward and uncomfortable position, I'd say. And it's a really tough, I'd say, because I've been watching this dude, Jet. I've been watching his contents lately very thoroughly, and he's a very well spoken, articulate, and he has very brilliant thoughts. And I heard that he reads a lot. He often spends his time in his basement, but I see many times him not really realizing what his principal beliefs and like all kind of stuff, like his core belief of believing in God, particularly since I kind of get triggered on people when they especially those people who try to explain God in a scientific way, not spiritually. Not that I believe spiritual, but we all know that scientism is flawed in a sense when it comes to like science is not the only way to explain the world. And for some reason I said this in a previous video, but science fails in many ways, and universe is not, I mean science is not the only way to explain about this universe. There's no scientific relief scientific evidence, let's say scientifically proven evidence that science should be the only tool that we should use to explain and understand about this universe. So I see many religious people, including not Jet actually, not him, um, but many religious people trying to explain it scientifically, which fails fundamentally, and I feel like they haven't questioned their belief like thoroughly enough, like just not questioning it endlessly, since perpetually questioning one belief will literally end up just exposing all the flaws. Obviously, flaws don't mean like you should always look for a perfect belief that doesn't even exist, and you'll just fall into absurdism or nihilism. Obviously, those two are completely different things. Let me explain if you don't know what nihilism and absurdism is. Nihilism is just a popular one of nothing matters, so it doesn't like this. Even this alone, like this very things don't even matter. Like just end yourself. It doesn't matter. Like nothing really matters. And absurdism is more like nothing matters. Like it's absurd that universe never responses to what we seek for. We always seek for purpose and meanings, but universe never responds to it. So that's absurd. But rather than keep complaining about it, just embrace the absurdism, the reality that this is absurd, and just live upon it. Like don't blindfold yourself. And what Albert Camus said was philosophical suicide, blindfolding, even after you know that it's not true, because it gives you comfort and community and purpose to live a life, which I personally can't tell if I agree or disagree, like certainly, because people need purpose. Like humans, fundamentally, we all need meanings and purpose, and it's really weird to scrutinize or criticize someone for looking for God or any kind of beliefs just because it comforts them or satisfies their let's say their whole, like fills their whole, let's say, in their expressions. Of course, the reason why I can't say I agree with that is because it doesn't have to religion. If the good side benefits that believe from believing a god or any kind of particular religion is getting having a community or firm belief or purpose to your life, then it doesn't have to religion. It doesn't have to be a supernatural being outside, like beyond science, that can explain you. And obviously, I can't 100% disagree, since I am also like what I'm doing right now is also a coping mechanism. Nothing's actually matter, but I'm trying to find meanings upon it, which is really difficult because they contradict very hardly. Like the one fundamental law, I mean, one fundamentally, and the other one, these two are just way too strong, but they keep like going on and off, like light switch. You can't actually put it in the middle. I mean, we all tried when we were children, when we were little kids, but it's really hard to make balance while also knowing the fact that I need values. I mean, I need meanings and purpose in order to live my life, and at the same time nothing really matters. So in a sense, it's I'm not like telling everyone to start questioning every single thing about about your belief or things that you just believe it, just not believe like the word's really awkward, but there's a better expression for this. But um you just live by it just because you've been living on it, you've been believing it for years and almost entire life without even questioning. And I think you should just have basic kind of common, even if your questions are shallow, you should at least know what your coping mechanism is. You should at least know what you're believing in. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's really hard to, especially in our generation, where so many people just don't care about anything else anymore. Relationship fails, mating sucks, economy is the worst ever, like close to. Lots of statistics say that we are in a worse generation than the Great Depression. It's it sucks. It really sucks. And I'm not saying it's always gonna be like, worse and worse. So we should always like isolate ourselves, or like trying to figure out things that we can't even figure out. It's more like just being aware of it. I think it's just being aware of what we are dealing with, and what actually matters. But yeah, at the end of the day, I just can't scrutinize or criticize those people who just who believe in God after knowing, even after knowing. I can't actually tell them that they committed philosophical suicide, because I'm in a position where I would love to. I would love to believe in God. I would love to turn myself into Jesus Christ, but I just can't. I really can't. I can't actually believe it. I mean, I can tell everyone to, in order to be part of their community or be seen as their team, because that's also one part that I really hate about telling others whether you believe in a certain God, or a agnostic or atheism, like that you are a certain person, you're in this container, so you can be like easy now, like I'm with you, that kind of feeling. Like I just hate it. I just hate it so much. And I see it often between in especially in religious people, among religious people and atheists. That's why I don't hate them for it, but more like I don't like how ignorant they are. I don't like how they believe their beliefs are superior than the others, while not even questioning the basic things. And yeah, so yeah, it's getting pretty mediocre. Thank you for watching.